Hey everyone, and welcome back to the test server where we're going to be looking at my second favorite event, which is the mazes. I've been looking forward to the mazes return since the last one ended because they are super strategic, especially if anyone posts the calculations of free steps that we get, how far you can get on those free steps alone, and most importantly, how many steps you'll need to buy through treats. Treats are the extra steps that you're going to have to get. I might do a follow-up video when the special offer comes back, which I think it should because we usually get it a couple times on here. But I'll still talk about that special offer in more detail in a little bit because it does relate to the current Pine Trees event that we have going on right now. First, we're going to have a read through of the instructions for those of you that are unfamiliar with the mazes, and even for those of you who have been through the mazes in the past, there are a couple changes that you might want to take note of on here. First off, we'll read the How Do I Play instructions, which is move by clicking on the direction you want to go in. Each move costs you 1 treat or 10 paces. One treat is basically like a bonus move. They're used after your 10 paces are completely used up. Think of a treat as like mace blows for the pinatas. They're like extra moves. But one treat equals 10 paces. You get one move by using one treat. You get one move when you have 10 paces. You recover between 3 and 5 paces per hour, depending on the skills of the horse that is accompanying you. This is the same as the past maze events. 3 paces is the worst you can get because that means you get 3 paces each hour. 5 paces is the best because that means you get 5 paces per hour. And because it takes 10 paces to make a whole move, that means that it'll take you 2 hours to rack up enough paces to make one move, which actually isn't that bad because it means you don't have to be on every second of the day. You can let your paces kind of rack up so long as you don't go over 100 because your pace bar only fills up to 100, meaning if you go over that amount, they don't stack. So once you hit 100, make sure you use some of your paces up so they don't like overflow when you lose them or whatever. Where it says depending on the skills of the horse that is accompanying you, obviously that means that you want to have higher skills. I'm not sure exactly what the cutoff is, meaning it does at least 8,000 skills give you 5 paces per hour? Is it at least 7,000? I'll have to play with that later on, but it shouldn't be too bad even if, you find out at the last minute when the maze event goes live and people are able to say, yes, I have like a 7,000 skilled horse that gets 5 paces per hour. There are many already skilled horses in the sales for relatively cheap, or you can just buy a high genetic potential horse and then train it up yourself real quick, and you should be good to go on that. Bonuses, this part has not been translated yet. This is one of the changes. Basically, what this means for those of you who have been through the mazes in the past, you'll see little gift icons on your map that indicates where a prize is located. In the past, you had no idea what that gift icon actually contained, which meant that you could have gone 10 paces out of your way into a dead end and you end up with carrots, even though you were maybe hoping for a golden apple or something. The solution to that, instead of obviously telling us exactly what gift that is that they're now color coded by bronze, silver, gold, and diamond gifts. Diamond gifts, it's basically think of it like the cards. Diamond is the best, bronze is not the best. I don't know exactly what the cutoff for that is, meaning what's considered a gold gift, what's considered a diamond gift. I do know though that I found a gold gift somewhere and it contained a Zeus's lightning bolt. Double-sided medallion I think was a diamond gift. But anyway, that still makes it 10 times easier than what we had in the past. Other bonuses are treats to move forward without using up paces. You'll find those throughout the maze. Binoculars to reveal part of the map. Those are thrown throughout the maze. New this time are shortcuts that are available after answering a riddle or choosing the right horse. For this, it's not too bad. You'll come across like an obstacle such as a log or a boulder or a chasm or like these thistles or something that it's a shorter route to take than taking the long way around. You basically need a certain type of species to get through that obstacle, and you're given a little riddle that should help you figure out which species horse that you need. Don't worry, you can sit there and you can keep choosing through different horses that you have until it lets you pass. It doesn't take any moves to get through that obstacle or to choose different horses. You can sit there and figure that out, but I wouldn't suggest though like going out and buying all these species if you don't have them, because some of these species you won't need until obstacles on Maze 4, and if you're not planning on getting to Maze 4 and spending passes, you won't come across those obstacles anyway. So I would just hold off on it if you don't have some of these species, because Also, this is the test server. Things could change, so don't rush out and buy anything that you don't yet have. And moving on, here is the Jackpot Divine, which is a new Celtic Divine. I'm going to call it Dagda because that'll work. I quite like this. I think it's really pretty. We're going to have a look at the perks, which probably aren't the best in terms of the gifts. You have to, like all the other Celtic horses, you have to find the 5 letters from their prediction. And then each time all those 5 letters are completely found, you will get either a Pandora's Box, Artemis's Arrow, or 5,000 Equus. I mean, a Pandora's Box probably, you might think it's not a lot for a Divine to drop because we do get those quite often in events for free, but I kind of like this anyway with my Greyfell. That'll just give me 1 extra Pandora's Box for my Greyfell, and I can always exchange or sell my Pandora's Boxes in the exchanges that I don't use. So I'm cool with that. That's fine. And I've been stocking up on Titans challenges that I can use to finish the mazes anyway. I've been waiting for this to come back for a while. I am prepared. Then the golden horseshoes for the King of the Events trophy. As in the past, this is your little paces bar right here. It tells you how many paces you have. I have 55 right now, and because you gain 5 paces per hour with this horse that I use, that means that when it hits a new hour, I'll gain another 5 paces for a total of 60. And if I were to make a move right now, it would take 10 paces, which would take me down to 45. These treats right here, this shows that I have 3 treats, meaning I have 3 extra moves here. Your treats are not used until your paces hit 0, which is nice, I guess, if you just want to go off of your free paces alone for whatever reason. Just make sure that you stop clicking these arrows to move when your pace bar hits 0 and you're just going to stock up on your treats. There probably really isn't any beneficial reason to do that, but if you wanted to, that's fine. Now, the big change to note on this is that if you notice, there is no horse icon right now in the middle of the maze, and we always used to have the horse icon. That's because in the past maze events that we had an above view of the maze. We now have a first person view, which means that if I were to click to go this way on the maze, which is technically the up arrow, if you look down here, pay attention to this square here when I hover over that arrow. I'm just going to hover over the arrow, pay attention to what this square does right here. Hover over the arrow, that square box right there highlights because that's where I'm moving. You really want to make use of your mini map during this because what happens, it's not that the map is backwards, that they don't match up, or that something's rotating oddly. It's working just fine. It's just that the maze now, where what we have is a first person view, which means me going up is going down on this. However, if it helps, like think of it as not going up or down, but rather going forward. This arrow is pointed south, meaning it's pointed down this way. I'm still going forward. If I wanted to go to this little gift icon on the right, I'm technically moving to the left on here. So if I hover over this, that little gift icon highlights because I'm going to the left. Basically, my biggest tip for you, if you have a hard time with spatial recognition, meaning like you can't think of it backwards like that where you actually have to move, or if you can't rotate this map in your head, just pay close attention to what box is highlighted. The box that is highlighted is the space that you are going to move on. So if I want to move to this gift icon, I will hover over each arrow until that square is highlighted. The gift icon is highlighted on my mini map right here. I would click to go to the left. However, I want to keep on track. I am going to go forward. I'm not going to think of this as down, up, whatever. That's just going to get confusing. I'm just going to think of it as going forward. I want to go forward to the square here, highlight, hover over each of these arrows until that square is highlighted. It's highlighted, good. I'll click on it, we go. There you go. This is probably going to be like the biggest change for this. My other tip to you is that if you have an account, like let's say you have an account on the international server, if you don't yet have one on like the US server, the UK server, CA server, etc., whatever, go and create an account on one of those servers, and when this event starts, play around with it on there first so you can waste your moves over there and not waste all your moves on here. If you just take your time, pay attention to the mini map, what square is highlighted, you'll get through this just fine. It's not too bad. You just have to take your time on it. And of course you can expand the map if you want to. And in regard to those shortcuts I mentioned earlier, you can see them on the map right here. like the shortcut is noted as these two triangles. This is a shortcut. This just means that if you don't want to go the long way around here, you can just go straight through here. That also means that if you don't have a horse to get through this shortcut, don't worry. It doesn't mean that you're stuck through the mazes and you can't proceed. It just means you have to take the long way around. That's it on the shortcuts. That's it for the map right now. In regards to horses, this is the same as in the past. If you want to change your horse midway through the maze, you totally can, especially because if you look down here, it says, please note that you will not be able to take care of or sell your horse while it is accompanying you in the maze. Let's say I chose my Ocean Divine originally by mistake, and I thought, oops, I actually want to use my Ocean. That's okay. Just go ahead, click change. You can select one of the horses that are on here. The ones that pop up to the top are horses that have the most pace regeneration per hour. So you want to make sure that you check a horse that says +5 per hour. That's the best horse, Etrian. Or if a horse that you want to use is not showing up on here, let's say all these horses are ones that you want to use, you can use the search bar to search for the particular horse that you want to use, however you want to do that. That is it for the map. Let's take a look at the gifts real quick. The gifts, I think, are actually pretty good this time around, considering what we kind of have available to us in the Pine Trees event. However, I guess the thing with the mazes is that often is the case that the really good prizes, like a Nyx pack, will take you out of your preferred optimal route, so you'll have to use extra paces if you want one of these. However, I guess the balance to this though is that if you still want good prizes and you want to get through the maze as cheaply as possible with the least amount of moves possible, you're opening Titans challenges anyway, because that's where the treats are located in for the special offer, and you can possibly get really good items in there. Now, I keep mentioning the Titans challenge with the special offer, so yes, the treats will be available in the Titans Challenge as the special offer when indicated. Obviously, when the event first starts, don't go out and start opening Titans Challenges. Just wait until it's actually indicated that treats are available. They are located on all levels of the Titans Challenges. That means level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And best of all, even if you get kicked off, meaning if you're on level 3, you want to go to level 4 and you lose, you get kicked off, you do get treats and compensation. I believe I've only received between 3 and 5 treats per level. I didn't test that enough to really be sure. And every time I got kicked off on a level, I got 3 treats and compensation. I'm not sure if you can get any more than that. However, my advice for that is to stop and just claim your gifts on level 3, because obviously the farther you go, the more likely you are to get kicked off. That was my strategy for one of the past maze events that I completed. I just stopped and I collected my treats on level 3, because to me, if you get between 3 and 5 points per level, you could get potentially 5 treats. Like I said points a minute ago, you can get 5 treats on the first 3 levels. You could try to go farther and collect more treats, but then you could get kicked off and just receive 3 treats for your efforts. So that's just my personal advice on that. If you want to do it differently, that's up to you. And the reason why I want to make note of the Titans challenges right now is that in the Pine Trees event, if you guys are not aware, one of the tree prizes for the bristlecone tree, the prize is a Titans challenge. So it is possible to stock up on a couple Titans challenges right now. And this is pretty much the main event that I tend to like save all my Titans challenges and Nyx pack and Themis' scales for. That way I can get Titans challenges when the maze comes around. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all the really important information that I wanted to get through. Hopefully the special offer for the Titans challenges does come back and we can test that further, especially because on the test server, it's fun to open up Titans challenges since they're not real passes and I can just kind of blow through them to test this if I want to. And that way then also hopefully I'll be able to get through further on this and we can go through some of these extra obstacles or something that are here. But anyways, that's kind of what we have on the mazes right now. Just check periodically in the spoiler forum in case anyone posts maps and past calculations, because I have not sat down and calculated that myself, so I do not know how much this will cost. I will say that in the last maze event that I completed, I only had to open 11 Titans challenges to completely finish the event, because we were able to get halfway through maze 3, and then from there I opened Titans challenges to finish, and it only took me 11, which is pretty cheap because that's only around 20 passes as a Titans challenge costs 2 passes. But that's it for now. I am really looking forward to the maze events. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.